Good day, everyone. Jake here with my Cadian detachment. It's a brigade detachment. My opponent, Sasha, and I have agreed to 2,004 points. He allowed me that extra power sword. That brings me 9 command points for a total of 12 total. That's 2,004 points total, and that's 105 power level. First thing, I'll be having this, I have a Vindicare Assassin, which this Cadian sniper bottle is standing in for, as my Vindicare is not painted up yet. Next up, I have my Warlord, which is my company commander, with plasma pistol and power sword. His Warlord trait will be Old Grudges. I also have a Primaris Psyker right here, and he will have Terrifying Visions and Psychic Barrier as his psychic powers. I have a Tempestor Prime, homemade model. It's normally one of my veteran sergeants, but he has a Tempestus Command Rod and a Chain Sword. For my troop choices, as you look over on the left hand side, I have 20 conscripts. Then I have 2 infantry squads, each with a Voxcaster, one with Melta-Gun, one with Plasma Gun. Both sergeants have chain swords and las pistols. 3 more troop choices. I have 3 Casterkin Stormtrooper squads. The first squad has a Flamer and a Melta-Gun. The other 2 squads has 2 Plasma Guns. There is no Voxcasters. All the sergeants have Hell Pistols and Power Swords. That rounds out for 6 troop choices right there. Next up, as we go into elite choices, I have an Astropath right here, and he will have Night Shroud as his psychic power. I have a Commissar over here, and he has a bolt pistol. And I have a Master of Ordnance as well right here. A platoon commander with chainsword and las pistol, and a Tech Priest Engine Seer. For my fast attack choices, I have 3 armored sentinels in the back. As you can see, those are each one individual choice. Then for heavy support, I have a heavy weapons team with 3 las cannons. I have a Lehman Russ Demolisher with multi-melta side sponsons, heavy flamer on the front. That's what that heavy bolter is. I have a Punisher with side sponson multi-meltas, heavy flamer on the front. I have 2 standard Lehman Russes with side sponson heavy bolters and las cannons. In addition, I have a fortification of an Aegis defense line. And again, that's 2,004 points, 105 power level, brigade detachment of Astra Militarum, bringing me a total of 12 command points.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Cadian doctrines work out for the first time on the channel. We're used to playing Talarn here, so can't wait to see exactly how this works, frankly. All right, thanks, Jake.
Yep, I have plenty of cards to remind me of what those Cadians can do.
Yeah, mostly stand still. All right, we'll be back with Sasha's army.
Forward for the Emperor.
Hey guys, today I'm playing 2,000 points of Iron Warriors. I play a battalion detachment and a super heavy auxiliary detachment. And the battalion detachment I have in the Haku choices a Warpsmith and a Demon Prince of Tzeentch with wings and 2 malefic talents. In the troop choices I have 3 units of Chaos Space Marines. One sergeant has only a bolter. The sergeant in the middle has a combi plasma, and the right sergeant has a power fist. The rhinos have 2 combi bolters. In the heavy support choice, I have 2 Vindicators. In the elite slot, I have 8 Chaos Terminators with power fists. And the super heavy auxiliary detachment is a Spartan assault tank with 2 quad last cannons and a twin heavy bolter. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so how many command points did that give you, Sasha?
6.
Okay, all under 2,004 points, which is the agreed 2 points limit here tonight. All right, we'll go roll off for mission and deployment and be back to explain what's going on after that. Tonight's Maelstrom of War mission is Deadlock, which means they start with 6 tactical objectives on each side, and they'll move their way down as the game progresses until they're down to 1 as we near the end. Of importance here is the special rule Strategic Deadlock, which means after starting on the 3rd turn, all stratagems cost double points. That's really going to affect Jake, as Jake has the 12 command points versus Sasha's 6. Okay, Search and Destroy is the deployment type. So Sasha has deployed in this near corner here. Sasha, you want to take us through it?
Okay, I deploy the whole army, I think, in this center for control the middle of the center of the table, and I think that's a good position for winning this game. My warlord is between the Spartan, the Rhino, and the Vindicator for protect him. Yeah, I think that's...
His Warlord trait and Relic.
Unholy Toughness for +1 wound and a 6+ feel no pain. And the Relic is this exometal skeleton for a 2+ armor save, and he heals every round 1 wound. Yeah.
That's very good, very tough. Jake, you ended up finishing your deployment second, but you get to pick your table quarter first. Matter of fact, you still had units that you replaced and reserved, it seemed, when Sasha got done. What do you got going on over there?
A whole lot of Cadian holding the line over here, Michael. I have my 3 fast attack sentinels over here, las cannons. I have 1 infantry squad right here with the melta gun, and the platoon commanders right there with them. I have my 20 conscripts out front, as they should, standing tall, with the commissar and the Primaris striker backing them up. I have the 2 demolishers over here. I have the heavy weapons las cannon team right here. Vindicator Assassin, Master of Ordnance. My warlord right here, his warlord trait is Old Grudges. And Old Grudges will allow me to pick an enemy unit in the deployment zone. And I can reroll failed wound rolls for Astra Militarum units from your army that target the unit you choose whilst they are within 6 inches of your warlord. So anybody within 6 inches of my warlord can reroll their wound rolls upon the Spartan assault tank back there.
The Spartan is what you've chosen. I think that's a very solid choice there.
I'm using the Regimental Doctrines for Cadia, and I forgot as well, my Castrican Prime has the Laurels of Command as a heirloom.
One of my favorite choices as well. Okay, last thing.
Don't forget the Tech Presentence here, and the Layman Russ is here in the back.
Oh yeah, very important. Last thing we'll do is cover objectives. So help me point them out. Here's 3.
1.
Over here, 1.
4 is tucked in over here.
Okay.
2 is in the center.
Yes.
6.
6 and 3.
5. And 6. Okay, I'll show you what Jake has put in the reserves, and then we're going to be ready to roll off to see who goes first. So let's see what we got in reserves real quick. Here you see Jake's Tempester Prime and 3 units of...
Castrican Prime and Castrican Stormtroopers.
I looked in the book. I didn't see him anywhere. Anyways.
So what's plus 4, Mike?
31 guardsmen right here, ready to drop in using grab, shoot, insertion. So we'll go back and see what we get on the dice roll next. Okay, we just discussed Sasha will have +1 since he finished first. So let's go ahead and roll them up, gents. Good luck. Jake with a 5. Sasha with a 5 +1 is 6. Jake, would you care to steer the initiative?
It happens a lot of the channel.
Oh my.
I'll probably fail this time.
Yeah, well, 16% chance of being good. That's
Not today,
3.
gents.
Okay, so Sasha has first turn. We'll be back to see what he pulled for his cards after this.
So here is my first 6 objectives for the first turn. I drew a priority order for my warlord. This is behind enemy lines. Defend objective 1. Scour Disguise, Advanced, Became Hunter, and for the Dark Gods. I think I can make the half of the cards in this round. Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a look at where objective number 1 is and then start your turn. Objective 1 is going to be a bit of a slog for the old Iron Hands? Iron Warriors, yeah. As objective 1's back here, tucked behind the building. So, alright, Sasha, on to your turn 1. Good luck.
Okay, here's my first movement phase. This Rhino advanced in this turn. Here, this tactical squad, or Chaos Space Marine squad, disembarked from the Rhino. The Vindicator moves forward here to have a line of sight of these 2 tanks. The Spartan stays still for better shooting against these tanks at the end of the table. My Demon Prince is here on the landing field. In the Psychic phase I want to Psych Warp Time to make an additional move in this turn. The third Rhino is under the landing field.
Oh, nice.
And the Vindicator, the second Vindicator is right the landing field. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, on to the Psychic phase.
Okay, finished my Psychic phase. I try to cast Warp Time, Jake denied, banned. Then I use 2 command points for change my psychic powers and use a second psychic power in this turn. I use this for Diabolic Strength, and it's
gone off quite nicely with a 7.
Yeah.
Jake also used 1 command point in order to reroll 1 of the dice for his Primaris Psychers. He needed a 10 to deny. And
I rolled a 9, and then I rerolled for the command point. I rolled a 5, giving me an 11, which denied him.
Okay. And that is the psychic power currently on the Demon Prince. It's written in some sort of arcane language, as you can see, so no one can understand it except for Sasha. All right, on to the shooting phase. Next.
Okay, here's my first shooting phase. I start on the right. The Vindicator is shooting with 2 shots on the Punisher and make 4 wounds on the Punisher. The Rhino on the landing field is shooting against the conscripts. This Rhino and the other Chaos Space Marine squad is shooting on the conscripts. The second Vindicator is shooting on the Punisher, did nothing. The Rhino here is Pop Smoke. And the Spartan stayed still and shooting on the Leman Russes at the edge of the table. With the 1 quad las cannon, he destroyed 1 of the Leman Russ, and the second quad las cannon make 10 wounds on the second Leman Russ. Yeah, that's it.
That's a lot. All right, so we'll be back after the charge phase.
Here is my first charge, assault phase. The Chaos Space Marine squad want to charge the conscripts and failed. And the Demon Prince want to charge the Demolisher and lost 5 wounds in Overwatch and make 8 wounds on the Demolisher. Yeah, and the Demolisher did nothing.
I did reroll a command point to try to increase my wounds that I caused the multi-melta, but for no luck.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Very interesting. Okay, we'll be back. Jake's going to have to take a morale check, and we'll check to see if Sasha has scored any points.
Alright, for the morale check for the conscripts, the Commissar instantly killed 1, bringing the squad down to 9, but you don't use that when you do the negative for the dice, and you use the Commissar's leadership of 8. I rolled a 12. So I lost 4 more for that stalwart conscript squad, and they're still standing true to the face of the enemy with 6 guys for the Emperor.
All right, Sasha, what'd you score?
For the Dark Gods, that means destroy 1 unit in this phase or in this turn, or the opponent failed a morale check. Became a hunter for destroy the Leman Russ and First Blood, and I discard. Scour Disguise.
Okay, so right now we are with the Sasha up 3-0 on Jake. Jake about to launch his counterattack.
Alright, for my cards, Michael thinks I'm cheating. I probably did. Troops on the ground.
I'm just saying, Jake, you got 11, 12, 13, 14 in the new deck.
I pulled the cards out of the box, people, brand new with the cellophane. He saw me and shuffled them. And they were already out of order in the box.
Shuffle them like a 6-year-old. Go ahead, Jake.
That's why I'm going to win. No. Troops on the ground. Score D3 victory points if you control 3 to 5 objective markers with infantry units. If you control all 6 objective markers with infantry units, score D3 plus 3 victory points instead. Hold the line. Score 1 victory point if you have at least 3 units complete within your deployment zone. Chain of command. Score 1 victory point if you issue 3 to 5 different orders or tank orders during this turn. If you ordered 6 or more different orders or tank orders this turn, score D3 victory points instead. Regimental pride. Score 1 victory point if an enemy character was slain as a result of an attack made by one of your regiment or characters during this turn. So with a character, I have to kill a character, correct?
You just got wound one, I believe.
Wound 1. It says was slain.
Oh, yeah, you gotta kill him. Sorry.
Yep.
Taking the Space Marine one.
Yep. Overkill. Score 1 victory point if a vehicle from my army destroyed an enemy unit. D3 victory points if I destroy a Titanic vehicle. Is that thing a Titanic vehicle?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think so.
We'll
No
check.
prisoners. Score 1 point if an enemy unit was destroyed during this turn.
Okay, so pretty good draw for you, right, Jake?
That's a pretty good draw, I'd say, as long as I can hold out against the grinding advance of these tanks out here and that big, beastly, nasty thing in the backfield.
Yeah, we're checking to see if that is a Titanic vehicle or not, and we'll be back with that answer.
Disengage too.
Okay, so we have consulted the rule books, and that is a Titanic vehicle, that Spartan tank. So extra points if Jake manages to destroy it. It has 20 wounds, so that's a tall order, but we'll see what happens next.
All right, for movement phase for the Imperial Guard. Back here, the Demolisher disengaged from his Warlord. The Punisher stayed put. Layman Russ stayed put. All these guys stayed put. The conscripts valiantly reorganized themselves in the face of the enemy, getting ready to throw down for the Emperor. The Sentinels stayed put. This squad here moved forward 6 inches to take this objective right here. Stormtroopers jumped in right here in the face of the enemy, looking at objective number 3 with a tank to assault. The other stormtroopers over here jumped in on objective 6, and these stormtroopers and the Castrican Prime jumped in right here 9 inches from this big vehicle back here. That's hopefully going to blow up this turn, but probably not.
Okay, give it a shot. All right, so next we're on to the psychic phase.
I forgot to mention that I used my Adeptus Mechanicus dude back here to heal a wound on the tank. He rolled a 1, of course. And then I had the jury rigging stratagem that I used for 1 point back up. For the psychic phase, the Primaris Psyker cast Smite with a 10 on the Rhino. The Chaos Warlord, trembling in fear of the 6 conscripts in his face, failed to counter that psychic assault. And then back here, the Astropath rolled double 1s to roll Night Shroud on the Layman Russ. I used a command point to again roll double 1s, and he took a wound.
Okay, so now we're on to the shooting phase.
Orders. This guy did bring it down on these guys, and he rolled a 4 up to do Elimination Protocol Sanction. They took like 2 or 3 wounds off the Spartan. Can't remember. It's been a long shooting phase, folks. Over here, the commander ordered bring it down on these guys. Shoot the Spartan. They caused nothing. Not one bit of damage at all. And then he gave a second order to these guys. Move, move, move. Over here, the platoon commander ordered these guys to first rank fire, second rank fire. And they shot at the Rhino right here, causing no wounds. Okay, starting over here, the brave Castrican stormtroopers over here, plasma gunners decided to overcharge in the face of the enemy's tank, causing 1 wound, causing no damage, or causing 1 hit, causing no damage, and dying gloriously for the Emperor over here. The Sentinels with the Las cannons were able to take off like 5 wounds, Sasha?
7.
7 wounds, yep. Over here, Big Daddy, nothing. He did nothing to the big giant armored tank over there. Over here, the Master of Ordnance attempted to drop ordnance on the Warlord there that has 1 wound left. It's probably going to do some crazy chaos thing, regenerating some crazy wounds or something, I don't know. Doing nothing. Failure. He should be executed. The Vindicare Assassin freaking missed. Had to re-roll. Did like 2 wounds to him. Las Cannon team, I already talked about that. Oh, this Las Cannon guy shot at him doing nothing.
Oh, 2 wounds? Two
wounds,
maybe.
This guy, we already talked about the second phase and how he's a mutant freak and should have been shot in the face in the first wave. Anyway, this guy disengaged, couldn't do anything. The Punisher over here, because, I don't know what he was thinking, shot his Punisher Gatling cannon at these guys, taking out 4 from that squad right there, causing them to have a morale check. And the Heavy Flamer and the Multi-Meltas shot right here at the Chaos Lord and didn't kill him. I think they took off a couple more wounds off him, but he's still standing there. These Stormtroopers up here, a couple guys fired down here. Note again the plasma gun over here overcharged his plasma gun and died, and they caused no wounds to that guy right there. That sums up the shooting phase, folks. We'll see you in the assault phase.
Okay, people, in retrospect, I probably should have filmed what happened here because it was awesome. Jake, start out over here, though.
Alright, Stormtroopers. They charged. They lost 1 to Overwatch. They didn't make their charge. I rolled a 8, I think. I used a command point. Didn't make it in. If I would have got their objective right there, that would have given me 5 objectives, allowing me to get a D3 with my card. So, didn't get that point in the end. We'll talk about that later. Over here, I used a stratagem. I took my Punisher. I rolled a 7. I charged into his Warlord with the Crush Them stratagem. My hits are on 2 up. I hit 3 times, and I caused 3 wounds. Correct?
Yeah.
And I did nothing, people.
Well.
Nothing until he struck back and killed me. And then I rolled a d6 on the first roll, blowing the tank up. And then I rolled a 5 to cause D3 wounds, killing the Warlord because he failed 3 6-up saves, and taking the Demolisher down to 3. 1 wound.
1 wound, yeah.
But folks, it was worth it because it went boom and the Warlord died. I just got a lot of points.
So to be fair, the Warlord actually rolled a 1 on 1 of his 3 saves, and Sasha had to use a command point to re-roll it. So, if he hadn't done that, you almost killed him in the assault phase. But
don't ruin my storytelling here.
You still killed him in the assault phase. It was very good, very good. All right, so next we'll be back for morale checks and scoring. 1 moment.
4 better.
All right, we're starting with Jake over here with his Casterkin Stormtroopers. He's lost 3.
I need to roll a 4 up, not to lose anybody here, folks.
4 or less.
And I rolled a 5, so I'm going to lose 1 more dude.
Yes, indeed. All right, Sasha has lost 4 of his Iron Warriors over here. That is cocked indeed. Let's try again.
Yes,
that's a 3, so he's fine there. Jake, scoring. Should we come back or you got this?
Okay, I scored troops on the ground. I scored D3 victory points if I control 3 to 5 objective markers with infantry units. So I do get D3. It was D3 plus 3 if I would have had 6. So man, I didn't even have to drop those guys there. Oh well. So that's D3 plus 3.
All right, let's go ahead and roll
so
that.
Rolling D3 on that.
Oh no, 2.
I get 2.
Well done, Jake.
I get 2 for this guy. I get hold the line.
Yes.
For having 3 units in my deployment zone. This objective cannot be achieved in your first turn.
Hold on,
so folks. I have to hold on to that, folks. Chain of command. I scored 1 victory point for doing 3 to 5 different orders. I did issue 3 to 5 different orders.
Yes.
Regimental Pride. Scored 1 victory point if an enemy character was slain as a result of an attack made by one of your characters during this turn. I did not score that because
that was a tank commander.
But I got Warlord kill.
That's
giving
true.
me 1 point for Warlord kill.
That's true.
Which is awesome. Overkill. If a vehicle destroys an enemy unit during this turn, I think I did.
Wait, go ahead.
My vehicle destroyed an enemy unit during this turn. Does blowing up and killing him count as a point? I think so. Sasha? You reading that, Mike?
Yeah, I am.
The vehicle caused the guy to die. That's a unit.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Sasha? The Australian in the back says, "G'day, mate." No prisoners if an enemy unit was destroyed during your turn. That gives me 3, 4, 5, 6 points this turn.
6 to Sasha's 3.
I'm down to 5 command points.
All right, so we'll be back with Sasha's card draw. Coming up next, he will draw 5 cards.
And I'm going to throw away Regimental Pride because Sasha has no more characters.
Oh, Warpsmith.
Oh, Warpsmith?
Yeah.
Where's he at?
Here. In the spot.
I'm still going to discard it.
That's probably a good choice. All right, so we'll be back when Sasha pulls his cards. Good job, Jake.
Okay, here are my 5 cards for the second turn. The first card, I cannot make it in this game because my warlord is dead. Defend objective 1, advance. Mission critical. Objective is objective number 1. He's on the moment under control of the Imperial Guard. And hold the line. These are my 5 cards for the second turn.
All right, so we'll show him objective. Ladies and gentlemen, right there is objective number 1, conveniently located next to those forces. So, Sasha's movement turn.
Here is my second movement phase. The Terminators and Warpsmith disembark from the Spartan. The Spartan move forward for a better fire position next here. Left is the Vindicator, stay still. The second Vindicator stays still. The Rhino move 12 inches over the river and disembark the third Chaos Space Marine squad. This Chaos Space Marine squad moves 6 inches into right in front of the conscripts. This Rhino move 10 inches. This squad disembarked from the Rhino and the Rhino moved to objective number 1. Yeah. That's it.
All right, Sasha, let's go ahead and roll for your Warpsmith to see how many wounds he gives back to that nasty smith. Yep.
2.
2 indeed. Okay.
15 wounds remaining.
Very good. Next up, no more psychic phase, correct?
No psychic phase.
Straight on to shooting. Here we go.
Okay, end of the shooting phase. The Terminators shooting on the Stormtrooper squad in the building. And I think killed 1.
After Jake took cover for 1 command point.
Yep. The Vindicator here shooting against the same target and killed 1. Mm-hmm. The Rhino shooting against the Leman Russ and the Demolisher and kill him with the last wound.
Yeah.
Yeah. This Vindicator did nothing. The squad here killed 2 last cannons of the heavy support squad. This squad on the left side killed 2 conscripts.
Yeah.
I think the Rhino did nothing.
No, I think the Rhino killed the last cannons.
Yeah.
These guys did nothing.
I
made like some amazing rolls here. I made all the 5 up rolls I needed to save the last cannons.
The Rhino killed
the 2 last cannons.
The Spartan killed the last Leman Russ and made 5 wounds on the Sentinel. And the Rhino here killed 3 guys of the squad. Mm-hmm. And this squad killed 1 of the Stormtrooper squad here. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, pretty effective. All right, we'll move straight into your assault phase.
Back here I used a command point for a stratagem for Vengeance for Cadia. When you select one of your Astra Militarum units to shoot or fire Overwatch, reroll failed hit and wound rolls for models in this unit that target Chaos units until the end of the phase. I caused 1 wound on a Terminator, which worked because then in the close combat phase, I took another wound off, killing 1 Terminator for the Emperor.
Killing that Terminator can't much, cancels out the fact that Cadia has been destroyed. So they're equal now. You're even.
The ruins of Cadia are still in the book, so there's still something to go back to, Mike.
Well, there's lots of things still in the books, like the Confederacy, but it's still dead. Anyway, Sasha, you're on.
Politics.
Yeah, I charged the Castle squad and make a multi-charge on the commander.
Yes.
Make 1 wound on the commander and kill 5 of the Castle squad. Here, this Chaos Space Marine squad, charge the conscripts and kill all of them and make a pile into the Psyker and the Commissar. Here, this squad charge this Kazakin squad and Overwatch kill you 2. Mm-hmm. And the close combat you kill 1 of these guys and I kill 4 in the close combat. And the Rhino charge this squad and I think kill nothing. 1?
I think you killed 1.
Okay, kill 1 and you make a wound on my Rhino.
Yeah.
That's it for this turn.
Okay, let's stack up our morale checks and we'll do those on
Here
camera.
I'm going to use a stratagem. to the last man, so it makes me roll a D3 for their leadership instead of a D6.
He's lost 5 plus
so that's
1.
A 1 that's passed. I don't lose anybody there.
Do you get your command point back on a 5-up?
Old grudges.
No.
That's only if...
that's when he rolls it,
that's when he rolls it.
Okay, moving down here to the other side of the board.
The Chaos Space Marines, I lost 3. I lost...
None.
That's okay.
Yeah, 5
Leadership
plus
8.
3 is 8 is good. Jake, you
Right
lost
here, I
4.
lost 4. And leadership 8 with the sergeant there.
I think you're 7.
7.
We'll come back and check that, and I think you've lost 1.
7.
Okay, so we've lost 1 more there in the science squad.
4.
Yep.
I lose 1.
Yep. And then lastly over here, Jake.
These guys over here, and their leadership is
7 as well. Yep.
They lost 4. 3. 7.
Fine.
So they're fine.
Okay, Sasha, as far as scoring, we'll come back for that. We'll come back for Sasha. Can you say that again? Your scoring.
I score nothing. Hold the line. Advance. Mission critical objective is 1. Defend objective 1, and I discard priority order for the warlord behind enemy lines. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So you're still on 3. Jake's still on 6. It's looking pretty good on the board, Sasha. But the scorecard tells a different story. I know how you feel. So let's move on to Jake's turn 2.
Yeah.
Alright, my tactical objective cards for this turn, turn 2. Hold the line, which I retained from the first turn. Blood and Guts, kill something in the assault phase. Behind enemy lines, score 1 victory point if you have at least 1 unit completely within the enemy's deployment zone at the end of your turn. Overwhelming firepower, so 1 victory point of any unit was destroyed during the shooting phase of your turn. 3 or more, D3. And Domination, if you control every objective on the board.
All right, here we go.
Both these units disengaged from the Terminators. This squad disengaged from the Rhino, maintaining the objective. This guy stayed put. These guys stayed put. These guys stayed put. Tech Priest, Engine Seer moved forward. This squad right here shuffled around in the castle. And the Master of Ordnance moved. And I'm also going to move up my Psyker right now to here, because he can throw Smite onto the nearest unit. And he can see them. And those guys stayed put, and those guys disengaged like I talked about earlier.
Okay, Jake, one thing we didn't talk about at the end of the last round, yes.
I spent 2 more command points to keep my Las Cannon in place. I have 0 command points left.
Very good. All right, Jake, take us through your psychic phase real quick for turn 2.
Alright, Psychic phase. Primaris Psyker, cast Smite, killing one of these guys. Astropath, cast Smite, not getting off, because remember, folks, the Astropath for Smite can only run 1 dice roll. It's in the rule book. You only roll 1 dice roll. Roll 2 for that. Shooting phase. We gave orders over here for these guys to fall back and then to take aim. They killed or put a wound on a Terminator. Then this squad up here killed a Terminator and put a wound on another one. Over here, he ordered get back in the fight to these guys. They shot everything at this Rhino and reduced it down to 1 wound with the melt-gun. These 3 bad boys over here brought that thing down to 6 wounds.
Yeah, they did 4 wounds. And
Yeah.
they got a little.
Oh, this guy.
Yep.
This guy did 6 wounds.
Yep.
Plasma gunner here. He took off another wound on this guy, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, he overcharged because he's a boss and he lived.
So he took 2 wounds off.
This guy, no, yeah, this guy shot. He didn't do anything there, did he? No, I don't think so. Okay. And then Commissar shot his bolt pistol, did nothing. He hit but didn't cause a wound. Same with the Psyker's Las pistol. And that's it. Move on.
Lastly, over here.
Oh, shot 1, killed 1 over there in combat with the Hell pistol with the Castrican Prime.
Hell again said hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now on to the charge phase.
Alright, the platoon commander bravely charged forward at the Rhino, walked up and did nothing. So much for a big knife. Over here, the Primaris Psyker killed 1 and the Commissar killed 1. And then that was it for my close combat because my sergeant over here gave his life for Cadia.
Yep, and then 2 wounds off the Primaris and 1 wound off the Commissar from Sasha's attack. So at this point, Sasha, I think you owe us a morale check for that squad right there.
Roll a 6.
A 2 is going to be just fine. Jake, no morale for you, right? So we'll go back and look at your cards, see if you scored it. Okay, Jake, what did you score in turn 2?
Scored behind enemy lines for these guys back here, 1 point.
And you're going to get rid of any cards?
I got rid of domination.
All right, and Sasha, no points for you, correct? Okay, all right, on to Iron Warriors turn 3.
Okay, here are my 4 cards for the third turn. I have the same cards last the last turn. I have 4 cards: the defend objective 1, advance, mission critical objective, and hold a line. Yeah.
All right, you're approaching on mission critical objective 1.
Yeah, 1.
Yeah, so should be a good turn for you.
Okay, end of moving phase. I move the Terminators for rapid fire range to this Stormtrooper squad. And the Spartan stood still, and the Rhino engaged from the close combat. These Chaos Space Marine squads stay forward to the infantry squad, yeah.
And the platoon commanders in front.
Yeah, genau, yes. And the Vindicator moving 10 inches for better fire position on the Sentinels. The second Vindicator also. The 2 Rhinos move 12 inches forward, and the Chaos Space Marine squads move 6 inches forward. Yeah, that's it.
And
okay.
Now means exactly. For translation.
I think the direct translation is, I agree with you 100% on this particular issue.
Americans.
All right, so you do need to roll a D3 to see how many points you get back on the old Spartan. That is a 1. All right, so back up to 7. All right, here we go. No psychic phase, so straight in the shooting phase for the Iron Warriors.
Okay, shooting phase. The Terminator shooting against the Cazacrin and kill all of them. The Spartan shooting against the Sentinels and the 10-man infantry squad in the ruin. Kill 1 of the Sentinels. The second quad last cannon did nothing, or the first. And the 2 Vindicators did nothing. The 6-man squad Chaos Space Marines killed the 6-man infantry squad. The 2 Rhinos kill, I think, 1 or 2.
Well, you got the last cannon up there.
Yeah, one Rhino killed the last cannon, and the second Rhino killed 2 of them. 2 of the infantry squad guys. And I think that's it for the shooting phase.
Yeah, the heavy bolter in that 10-man squad right there really took a toll on this infantry squad back here. Pretty rough. But on to the assault phase, see if the guard can turn it around.
Okay, end of assault phase. The Terminators charge the Cazacrin squad. In Overwatch 1 Terminator dies.
Melt a gun to the face.
Yeah, meta gun. And in close combat, the Terminators kill 2 of the Cazacrins. And the Cazacrin make nothing against the Terminators, I think. Yep. The tactical squad, right there, did nothing against the company commander.
Platoon leader, platoon commander, yep.
And the platoon leader did also nothing. And the squad here against the Commissar and Psyker killed the Commissar and made 1 wound on the Psyker. Yeah.
Alright, so morale checks, Jake. You're going to need 1 for that squad in the back. And also for these Casterkins over here, you want to start?
They don't get to use the company commanders, do they?
No, they sure don't.
Yeah. They're dead. I mean,
okay.
I can't save it. Well, there's 3 of them left.
So you've lost 7. No, you can keep them. If you roll a 3 or higher, you lose them all. That's a 3 or higher, so they are all dead. And these Casterkins over here have lost 2. So anything but a 6, they'll be okay. 4, they're just fine. All right, Sasha, as far as cards to score.
I don't know. Score I objective 1. Score it.
Yes.
Okay, then we come. I get D3 victory points for mission critical objective.
Yeah, because you took it from Jake.
Yeah.
With those objective secured troops over there.
And I think.
So let's roll a D3 over here.
D3. It's a 6.
Yeah, so that's a total of 4 points this turn, right? For securing 1 and mission critical 1. Is that it for you?
Yeah, that's it.
That should put you up to 7. And Jake, I think you're sitting at 6. As we go to your
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. 7.
Slay the warlord.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, we'll now go to Jake's turn number 3. Just keep in mind that Sasha, sitting at his 7, will probably also get 8 unless Jake can manage to get line breaker away from him, but that's really unlikely. So on to turn 3 for the Astra Militarum.
On movement phase, Master of Hornets, Tech Priest Engineer, Company Commander, Astropath. Moved up. Those guys disengaged. On to the shooting phase. Those guys over there get back in the fight from the Kestrel Prime. Bam. I think they took 1 wound off Terminator for the Emperor.
Good old flame.
Over here, a lot of Law's pistol shot, doing nothing. Law's cannons took 4 more wounds off this guy. I should have shot at this thing, but I didn't because I'm dumb. The sniper over here,
Yes.
he shot at the big tank too. Should have shot at him.
What happened with the big tank?
He rolled a 1 to hit.
He missed the huge tank?
He missed the huge tank.
Yeah, he needs to recite.
Then on to
psychic phase real quick, Jake.
psychic phase. We smited, and everything went off.
Yeah.
And then the assault phase, he assaulted this guy. He failed his Overwatch. He killed him, which gave me a point for killing something in the assault phase. No damage. Or he made 2 saves, and he made his saves for the assault phase.
So this Psyker absolutely boss has just killed 3 Chaos Space Marines in 1 turn. Amazing.
I think I'm going to concede the game on this turn. It's been a hard-fought battle, an enjoyable, fun game. It's great. I enjoy playing. I want to go eat Chinese food because I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. All right, Chinese food for everybody. Hooray! All right, yet another game in the books. Would you two quit making out? Thank you. So, guys, all you want to talk about your list? You want to talk about who went first?
Built the list based off of Primaris. He showed up with his Iron Warriors. But then that Aegis defense line negated right away. That's what it feels like when Mike's fighting my Crimson Fist, negating the cover and stuff like that.
Sneakily powerful, I say.
That, what's the name of that tank here? Is that big tank again?
Spartan assault tank.
That Spartan is just vicious. I will say that those Sentinels with Laz cannons, they have been a good vehicle every time I've used them. And maybe to max out a little bit of points, maybe switching them to Scout Sentinels with a missile launcher. Maybe we can squeeze 1 or 2 more in for that 3 armored Sentinel list, at least 1 more. But those are good to go. And I mean, man, that tank just concentrated all firepower on it.
How do you feel about your Cadian Regimental Doctrine?
The Cadian Regimental Doctrine worked out well. The stratagems worked out well. As you guys saw, I was dumping them all because after turn 3, it goes to 2 command points per stratagem for just a regular stratagem. I think it worked out pretty well. Not against this heavy. I mean, just that tank just obliterates vehicles. A couple Layman Russ is just down for the count in the first turn.
Crippled.
That was my main firepower I planned on shooting his infantry models and stuff with, and it just, if I didn't take down that big guy like you guys saw, he just wiped me out right off the board.
All right, Sasha, what about your list?
Today I want to try the Spartan assault tank because I played this guy in the Nothing in the 7th edition, and I think this tank is so badass.
Yeah.
Against other tanks, I think in the first turn he killed 1 Lehman Russ and make 10 wounds on the second.
Yeah.
And I think he killed 3 vehicles in the whole game.
Yep.
And he's a very good supporter for your army when you need firepower against big guys. And yeah, I think I play this guy in the next games.
I think that I have 2 knights. I have a shooting knight with all the high power shooty goodness, and I have a knight that Sasha swears should never be used, which is my close combat knight. I think he just rolls bad dice rolls, except for tonight. And I think bringing one of those might even the odds against that tank, especially if I can get into grips. I like close combat, as you guys can see. I like to charge in and get stuff, and that platoon commander holding out to the very end, actually.
Yeah, he was
pretty
tough.
impressive.
Primaris Psyker.
Primaris Psyker scored me a point.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had to call the game where it was. I was just going to get wiped off the board, and it was a good match and a good game overall. The Stormtroopers, I mean, right there at the beginning, I had to go for objectives. I don't know how any other way to play those, but to go for those points that I was going for. If I would have got that one last charge off after I realized it would have done nothing for me, so I had to have 6 jets for the D6. I might not have dropped that one squad in the opposite corner against that Rhino in charge. I might have used them somewhere different. I don't think it would have made a big difference on the game, except for maybe dropping those 2 plasma guns next to that Spartan assault tank and overcharging like I like to do. Got a lot of guys dying from overcharging, but it's there to use. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. And that's just the price you pay for doing that.
So, Laurels of Command on your Casterkin Prime is one of my favorite things to do. How do you feel that?
I enjoyed that. I mean, that got me to for those Casterkins able to do a couple of extra rounds of firepower with withdrawing away from the Terminators, which those Terminators shot well. But man, I thought the first time they closed in combat, they were just going to wipe me off the face of the earth, which they did not. I think that's a problem a lot of guys are seeing. My last game against Mike, right in my Terminators, I was playing very defensively, as you guys saw, and I didn't even move them to even be seen or get shot because I couldn't do anything but shoot with them, which they did some pretty good shooting in that game. But with that Laurels of Command, with that Prime, with those Casterkin Stormtroopers, I mean that worked out pretty well. I don't have the models to put 4 assault weapons or 4 plasma guns in each squad. I try to play WYSIWYG as much as I can.
Absolutely.
I don't want to proctor only if I have to. Maybe if I would have brought my unpainted Vindicare, he might have shot that big giant tank instead of shooting a 1. Who knows? But remember, those with the Stormtroopers, you can get 4 weapons. You can have 4 plasma guns. You can have 4 melta guns. I mean, imagine if I would have had 4 melta guns dropped in right there on that tank, shooting it in that first turn. That might have added some extra destructive firepower to knock you out.
Yeah, and I run mine in a separate battalion detachment, as you know. You get the extra 2 command points for going brigade, but you do lose out on the regimental doctrines for the for the Defestus.
And you could also do with that Prime out there, you could have a Casterkin command squad, again with 4 melta guns at reduced cost to your regular squad. Yeah. So there's multiple options out there you can play around with.
So, Sasha, the question I want to ask you is, what was up with that Demon Prince? Was that just a distraction from the start, or did you just overextend?
I gambled a little bit in the first turn to charge the Punisher, but Jake denied the warp time. That's the problem, and then I need to charge the Demolisher, and he got 5 wounds in Overwatch, I think.
Yeah.
That's really hard for the Demon Prince, but the Demolisher cannot shoot in the next turn. That's that was really good for me.
Yep.
I think the Demon Prince is a really hard HQ choice for the army because he has many attacks, good strength, good toughness, and hits on 2, rerolling 1s, and he's a Psyker. I think he's a really good choice for HQ.
I think Warp Time might be one of the best, if not the best, psychic power in the game right now.
And I can move 24 inches in one turn with the Demon Prince. I think that's really hard when you want to charge in the first turn.
Grinding Advance, what an awesome stratagem.
That's not even a stratagem, it's just a base rule.
That base rule, Or that one for the the one where I went into combat and rolled 2s to hit.
Oh, grinding.
What's grinding?
Grinding down.
That stratagem that I don't remember because I'm not good and the card's not sitting in front of me where I was able to advance my attack with my Punisher, and 2s to wound.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty good. If I thought about it, I should have shot that Punisher Gatling cannon at the Demon Prince. I think the Punisher might have survived from the siege tank. I think it might have survived one more round from the Vindicator because you already moved your Spartan assault tank out of line of sight, blocking from him. And I think I might have been able to do some more damage to that Punisher second turn. But you know what? Killing the Warlord's always good to go. And and even though it had to do because my tank blew up, it still works out, and it still was a pretty cool thing to do.
Lastly, I think the demonic strength that you put on your Warlord was key because one of the things that keeps those Leman Russes in the game is their toughness 8, and your strength what at that point? 9. When
with
you're on 3s
8 attacks
and 2 wounds each. So that was a really good move using the stratagem from the book with the being able to change out one of your psychic powers. That was key as well.
I want to use warp time to come to the Punisher, then change the psychic powers, and then diabolic strength on the Demon Prince to kill the Punisher on the first turn. But what happened?
Yeah, that was a really good roll by your Psyker who performed all night. So that might have been your MVP.
I can't speak enough about Psychers. I mean, you're seeing him bring 3. I'm bringing 2. I need to pay him some word veins so I can just use them as regular astropaths or whatever, or even as word veins themselves. Another model I haven't used that I borrowed from Michael in our first couple games was those Crusaders I used against Simon. Those are some models I want to get, and then I have some Rough Riders in the box I'm going to assemble with some kit bashing. And that's something else you got to remember is those Rough Riders, they can do 4 special weapons as well, and they have those hunting lances. Imagine those Rough Riders moving in 9 inches away on a turn and maybe assaulting the tank as well. That's something I want to get out in the channel. Hopefully if I get off my cycle, I'll get those painted up.
You know, you bring Rough Riders. You might want to change your regimental doctrines because...
Cadia all the way, suck at Trebek for your tall lines.
17th Shetland Light Dragoons. Anyways.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, guys. It was a really fun game, as it always is here at the house. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. And if you did, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and a like. And subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. The channel's growing leaps and bounds. I do appreciate all the support, and I do appreciate all the interaction. Just keep it coming, and we'll keep producing these battle reports for you. So until next time, good luck out there.
And for the Emperor.
You want to say anything about chaos?
No.
All right.